Hello and welcome to this video podcast from Perfectly Spoken for English language learners. My name's David and today we are going to be talking about two of the UK's favourite things, tea and the pub. They're not just drinks and buildings, they're part of daily life, history and our culture. And as always, I'm joined by Stephanie, our Head of Education at Perfectly Spoken. Stephanie, are you a fan of tea and pubs?
Hi David, great to be here. Tea, absolutely. And I'm quite fussy about the type of tea I drink and how it's made.
Okay, let's get started then. First up, tea. It's famous around the world, but where did the British obsession come from?
Well, tea came to Britain from China in the 1600s, but back then it was super expensive and only rich people drank it. By the 1800s, prices dropped and suddenly everyone was having a cuppa.
And today we still love it, apparently. About 100 million cups a day. And that's more cups than there are people in the UK.
Yes. Now, of course, most people drink black tea with milk and sometimes sugar. Many still have a tea break in the morning or afternoon. It's still a daily part of life for so many people.
Yeah, and of course there's that very British tradition, the afternoon tea.
I love afternoon tea. It started back in the 1800s with a hungry duchess called Anna. She wanted a snack between lunch and dinner, so she had tea with little sandwiches and scones. The idea caught on, and now you can enjoy afternoon tea in hotels and tea rooms across the UK.
Oh yes, of course you get finger sandwiches and scones or scones with jam and cream and tiny cakes. It's like a posh picnic but indoors.
Exactly. But don't forget, there's a northern twist. In parts of the UK, tea can actually mean your evening meal.
What?
So if someone says, "What's for tea?" they might mean, "What's for dinner?" not about the drink.
Yes, that's right. And of course, this causes confusion, not only for visitors, but also for people who live here.
I'm not surprised. And what about now? Do people only drink classic tea? I think not.
No, you're right, David, not at all. There are many varieties. We've got herbal teas, green teas, even bubble tea and chai lattes are popular. And today, people, young and old, often go to coffee shops for coffee, but you'll actually find that everywhere sells both.
Indeed. All right, let's talk pubs. Can you explain to everybody what a pub is?
Sure. Well, pub is short for public house. So basically a place for people to meet, eat and drink. They started hundreds of years ago and became part of every town and village.
Indeed, I actually live in quite a small village, about 200 inhabitants. And in the past, my house was actually a pub. And there were another 4 in the village, and one of which was actually next door. So anyway, what do people do in the pub these days?
Well, David, there's lots you can do. Of course, you can have a drink. So that might be alcoholic, like beer or cider, or perhaps a soft drink. You can eat meals like fish and chips or a Sunday roast. You could watch sport, or maybe play a game like darts. You can join a quiz night, they're very popular, or maybe just have a chat with friends.
They sound more like community spaces than bars.
In fact, they often are, and some even have bookshelves, fireplaces, and dogs sleeping in the corner.
And what about the drinks?
Well, of course, beer is still the classic pub drink, especially local ales and craft beers, and each region has its own brewers. But nowadays, modern pubs also offer alcohol-free beers, cocktails, and as we said before, even tea and coffee.
So you don't have to go and drink alcohol in a pub to enjoy yourself. And today, even children can go to pubs.
Indeed. In fact, many families go to pubs for lunch or dinner, and some therefore feel much more like cafes or restaurants now, especially in cities.
Okay, and finally, how have modern tastes changed, with regards to pubs and tea culture?
Well, I think we need to remember that the UK is now extremely diverse. People from all over the world live here, and of course, that's changed the food and drink scene completely.
How so?
Well, for example, for tea, we've got chai, mint tea, or fruit infusions, and iced teas are even on the menus. If you go to a pub for food and drink, of course, you'll find old favourites like pies and chips, but these are mixed nowadays with newer dishes like veggie burgers or even wraps.
So the British menu is now global.
Absolutely. I mean, you can still have your pint and a pie, but maybe with a spicy sauce.
So that sounds delicious, actually. So where should someone go if they want to experience the best of tea and pub culture? Have you got any recommendations?
Absolutely. I mean, for a classic experience, a classic afternoon tea, I think you can't beat the Ritz in London. It's traditional, it's elegant, and it's very, very British. If you're not in London, that's not a problem. You can head to a cosy tea room in the countryside, and especially in places like the Lake District or Cornwall, where you can also enjoy tea with a view. As for pubs, look out for historic pubs in city centres. Many of these are hundreds and hundreds of years old and absolutely packed with character. Another favourite would be a local village pub, especially one with a fireplace in the winter or a garden in the summer. And if you really want to drink like a local, you should ask for a builder's tea. It's strong, it's milky, and it definitely wakes you up.
It certainly does. So, whether it's a quiet cup of tea or an evening at the pub, these traditions continue to be an important part of life in the UK, all shaped by history, but evolving with the times.
Absolutely. And it's not even just about food or drink, but it's about connecting with other people, connecting with culture, and sometimes just even having that moment with ourselves.
Thanks, Stephanie. It's a great reminder that even everyday things like tea or a meal at a pub can tell us a lot about the place and the people who live there.
Definitely. And you know, if you ever get the chance, do take part. I think it's a wonderful way to really experience British culture in a meaningful way.
Couldn't agree more, and I absolutely do hope that everybody gets the opportunity to take part. I know you'll enjoy it. So thanks everybody for listening, and goodbye till next time.
Thank you.